Pleasure is to give the floor to Klaus von Lepel, Project Director, Baltic Science Network, Free and Hanseatic City of Hamburg, Ministry of Science, Research and Equalities from Germany. Klaus, I hope you hear us well. The floor is yours, and we are happy to have you here.
Yes, thank you very much, and a warm welcome from Hamburg as well. Dear participants, dear speakers, it is a pleasure to welcome you today to the online symposium on behalf of the entire Baltic Science Network. But first of all, I would like to say thank you. Thank you to Hella and her team from the Estonian Ministry of Education and Research, and to Agrita and her team from the Latvian Ministry of Education and Science for organizing the symposium during these challenging times. Thank you very much. You have done a really great job. Thank you for that. The COVID-19 crisis has greatly challenged international, regional, and also macro-regional cooperation in many spheres. It obviously also affects the work of the Baltic Science Network. With international mobility coming almost to a standstill, and the cancellation of conferences, of workshops, of seminars, we, as everyone else, had to rethink and to adapt our concepts. On the other hand, the recent one has also shown the great importance of science and research cooperation. International collaboration in research has greatly intensified in the span of just a few moments. The rapid mobilization of so many actors across the world to a collaboratively developed and collaboratively developed and test new therapies and vaccines against the COVID virus has been really remarkable. Also in the Baltic Sea region, we have seen cooperation in science and research did not come to a standstill. Meetings and workshops have been shifted to digital formats like our today's symposium, for example. And personal visits, research visits, has been taken place whenever possible, particularly during the summertime. And also we are working in different framework conditions at the moment. The value of science and research cooperation in the Baltic Sea is still unaffected, and the Baltic Sea remains one of the most competitive, innovative science regions in the world. So, please allow me quickly to recap the status quo of science cooperation in the Baltic Sea region before the establishment of the Baltic Science Network, to illustrate where we are coming from. The first CBSS Science Ministerial in 2016 marked the beginning of efforts to find a joint voice for science and research cooperation in the Baltic Sea region. Also punctual cooperations in the field of researchers and research infrastructures existed before. There was no coordinated macro-regional framework for science and research cooperation in the Baltic Sea region. Furthermore, evaluation of Baltic BSN has shown that researcher consortia from the region were underrepresented in EU-funded projects despite the excellent research results. In addition, the examination of mobility flows in the region has shown that there's a significant amount of brain drain from the east to the west, and even from the western parts of the Baltic Sea region, furthermore to the west. The Baltic Science Network was founded to counteract these developments, in the belief that the Baltic Sea region countries need to cooperate and join their strengths and abilities for the region to prosper. At the start of the network, we focused, and therefore we created this kind of partnership with a multi-level governance structures with a lot of different players from all fields of science and research cooperation. At the start of the network, we focused on identifying challenges for science and research cooperation in the region. Numerous technical as well as high-level conferences were held during the last years to discuss and develop solutions and recommendations to fostering collaboration in different research fields. Studies helped to identify most important needs. Expert groups were formed on 3 thematic areas in research: photon neutron science, life science, and the future of the welfare state. And they developed concrete proposals on how to best support scientific cooperation in the Baltic Sea region in their specific area. A key asset of our project is that we have key stakeholders and decision makers of science policy on board in our consortia. With our mixed partner structure, we managed to obtain many different views on research cooperation in the Baltic Sea region. During the last year, Baltic Science Network has helped to put science and research cooperation in the Baltic Sea region on the agenda at all political levels: regional, national, macro-regional, and the EU level as well. But where do we stand today? With the Interreg-funded BSN Powerhouse project, we are now putting our findings from the first BSN project into practice. To foster cooperation and to develop research and innovation excellence in the region, 2 concrete support instruments are now implemented, tested, and evaluated. The first instrument, which Hella is going to tell you a little bit more later, has been developed by the BSN expert group on photon neutron science, the LaunchPad Research Infrastructure Connector. For widening participation of research infrastructures in the field of proton neutron science, EU 13 small-scale research infrastructures will be matched with large-scale research infrastructures to become dedicated partner facilities. The instrument will help overcoming the gap in research and innovation performance among the BSN countries. The today's symposium is an important milestone in implementing this tool. The second instrument is BARI. The second instrument targets young researchers. The Baltic Science Network Mobility Program for Research Internships, BARI, offers doctoral students the possibility to hire master or bachelor students from another Baltic Sea region countries for research internship financed by a BARI scholarship. Working jointly on a research project will foster personal ties between these young researchers. So far, 27 matches could be confirmed and monthly scholarships were guaranteed. 8 of these internships are already finished, and some are ongoing or will start soon. Matches cover PhD students and PhDs and students from 8 Baltic Sea region countries, including Russia. The first results show that BARI is a very effective tool to support mobility, as it allows students and PhDs to agree individually on the time frame, on the workload. The participants can flexibly react on the potential travel restrictions which we are facing at the moment. We believe that it will be a very important tool to maintain mobilities even during pandemia, and it will be also an even more important tool in a time when we start to restart our work and our science cooperations on a larger scale once the pandemic situation has improved. Lastly, BSN continues to engage in shaping the macro region on an EU level and positioning the BSR as an own interest group, with contributing to European debates, as for example the new Interreg programming process shows, or our input into the into the Horizon Europe debate has shown. We see BSN as an enabler and accelerator for science policy in the region, and we are confident that our work will influence the transnational cooperation for the years to come. We are now happy to have 12 partners and 14 associate members from ministries, universities, university networks, and CBS as on board that are working together to foster science cooperation, to foster scientific cooperation in the Baltic Sea region. On behalf of the entire BSN network and the Hamburg Ministry of Science, Research, Equalities and District, I wish you all an inspiring and successful meeting and many more ideas and opportunities for closer cooperation. Thank you very much.